said go back there, right? Name and title.
Steve Walsh, Steve Walsh, Assistant District Attorney with the Harris County District Attorney's Office.
Steve, what can you talk about? What can you tell us?
So today, Frank De Leon pled guilty to murder of Diamond Alvarez. He received 45 years for a sentence. We are in the process of this. We are still working on the sentencing process. We began it today, and we intend to conclude it on Thursday.
What does this mean for De Leon? Is he going to remain behind bars? What's going to happen with him?
Yes, he's going to remain in custody until he is formally sentenced, and the sentencing process is complete on Thursday. From there, he will go to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. El siguiente paso, bueno, vamos a terminar las declaraciones de las víctimas el jueves y después de eso él va a ir a la prisión para 45 años.
Ese acuerdo ya está elaborado, los 45 años ya es el acuerdo que ustedes tienen y lo único que se está haciendo es escuchar el impacto, el victim statement.
Sí, nos falta uno más y entonces después de eso se termina el proceso y él va a la prisión.
It sounded like you guys were working on a plea deal. It sounded like Friday you had a plea deal, basically a structure for it. Monday kind of got in the way. Was this something that, and then even today, early on, De Leon said no. Can you kind of talk to that, like how long has this been in the works, this plea deal, and what does it mean ultimately to have a plea deal instead of going to trial?
You know, generally, in most cases, there's always discussions going on, you know, behind the scenes between attorneys for plea negotiations. You know, usually as it gets closer to trial, the negotiations get a little bit more realistic. So we were working, you know, behind the scenes with his attorney. On Friday or on Thursday, we were able to confirm an agreement. On Friday, our understanding was he was going to take the agreement. However, we were still set for jury trial yesterday, and nothing was official until it went through. So we were prepared to pick a jury yesterday. You know, we agreed to the 45 years because one of the main benefits is the case is over. There's a waiver of appeals. You know, there's always risk in a jury trial. We feel like this is a fair sentence for the defendant based on what he did. We spoke to the family. We wouldn't have entered this agreement without the support of the family. And so we are pleased with how this case is resolved.
Are they pleased?
Yes. Yes. My understanding is yes, from our discussions with them.
But there was a little bit of a hang-up this morning, too, because at one point he said that he did not want to accept the plea deal and go ahead with the trial. Is that right?
Sure, and that, you know, that can happen sometimes. You know, it's not official until he gets up there. We enter the agreement as state's evidence, states one, and he formally pleads guilty in front of the court.
So what happens next? You mentioned Thursday, not tomorrow, but the judge is waiting until Thursday to conclude this?
The judge has told us it will be Thursday. We will finish the sentencing process. Yes, ma'am.
What will happen during that sentencing process on Thursday? Will the aunt be giving her impact statement as well, or are impact statements over at this point?
We anticipate there might be one more impact statement, and that should be it. However, things could change before then.
Do you have the right to appeal when you did an agreement?
No, they waived their right to appeal, and that is one of the benefits of this plea agreement. No sé, fue la decisión de la jueza. Ellos nos avisó ahorita mismo que vamos a continuar el proceso el jueves.
Si puede explicar un poco en qué consiste el acuerdo al que llegaron, por favor.
Él va a ir a la prisión por 45 años. Él no puede apelar el caso ya se acabó el caso. Sí. Eso.
¿No va a tener derecho a aplicar para parol después?
Va a tener derecho a aplicar para parol después de la mitad de la sentencia él lo ha servido, así que como 23 o 22 años y medio puede aplicar para parol, pero no hay no está garantizado que lo va a lograr salir.
And Steve, if you could translate that in English too, he's not eligible for parole until when?
Until half his sentence, so about 22 and a half years, if my math is right. He won't be eligible for parole. Doesn't mean he's going to get it that time. That's just when he can start applying for it. And obviously, you know, families can protest it, and he's got no guarantee. There's no guarantee he will make parole, but that is when he is eligible for it.
But his formal sentencing will happen on Thursday.
Yes, it will be completed on Thursday.
Estas clases de negociaciones siempre se tienen que hacer en frente de la corte o se puede haber hecho afuera.
Las negociaciones o...
Plea deal.
Bueno, sí, el trato se tiene que hacer en frente de la corte, pero nosotros estamos hablando cuando el caso está pendiente sobre un trato potencial, o sea, más depende, cada caso es diferente.
¿Le sorprendió que aceptaran el acuerdo el día de hoy?
No. Uno nunca sabe lo que va a pasar, pero habíamos hablado la semana pasada y, o sea, con lo que pasó ayer, hoy estuvimos listos para escoger un jurado si él no quería aceptar el trato hoy, pero de verdad no sabíamos nada hoy hasta que hablamos con el abogado esta mañana.
Your final thoughts? I mean, De Leon finally, said he is guilty, and it's taken nearly 2 years to get to where you are today.
We are happy with the result of this case. We think it's a good result. We are happy that we finally were able to get justice for Diamond Alvarez. We are pleased that the family seems to be happy with it as well. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we just want everybody to know that if you are a victim, if you know a victim, please don't be afraid to call the police. We want to be able to stop things before they get worse, and so that would be.
¿Se ha hecho justicia para Diamond Alvarez? ¿Se ha hecho justicia
Sí,
para Diamond?
sí. La opinión de nosotros, sí.
Why do you
Por-
think so long for the criminal, for the trial to come over because of the criminal backlog?
It could be a dozen different factors. It's just sometimes, it takes a little bit of time.
¿Por qué dice que efectivamente se hizo justicia para Diamond?
Porque el acusado ya Frank de León, que ya no es el acusado, ya lo convirtieron con el asesinato, ya va a pasar muchos años en la prisión y no va a poder pelear la sentencia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys ready to get the family?
You guys ready for family?
It's a Thursday morning, right?
That's what Judge told us.
She didn't actually tell us the time.
Yeah.
No time yet, just that it's Thursday.
5, 8, we don't know.
We'll find out. Thank you so much.
Adequate information.
Que the family is coming.
No. No in Spanish, no in English, no. No. Sí o no, no. Presidente, por favor.
Hello, everybody. It's Cesar Espinosa with Fiel Houston. We are here with the Alvarez family to talk about about where we are today and what the family expects to see moving forward. So we're going to have Ms. Blanca, Diamond's aunt, to make a first statement, and then we'll have Ms. Ana go afterwards. And then we do ask that you be mindful of your questions. The family is very overwhelmed, going through a lot. Today was a really rough day for them. So just be mindful of your questions and we'll step in when we need to. So, muy buenos días, mi nombre es César Espinosa, soy director de Fiel. Estamos aquí con la familia de Diamond Alvarez. Obviamente hoy fue un día muy ocupado aquí en la corte. Van a hacer un statement, primero Blanca, después Ana, y son las únicas dos personas que van a hablar. Y les pedimos que por favor tengan en mente sus preguntas porque hoy fue un día muy estresante para la familia. So Ana will go first. Blanca. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Hi, my name is Blanca Mejia, and we're here today because Frank de Leon was revoked on his bond and he pleaded. So he pleaded for 45. Thank God. We wanted much more, but we're thankful that he pleaded. Now we all know we didn't have to wait this long if this is what he was going to do, but we're thankful. It was 2 years, too long. 2 years of lies, 2 years of being out, 2 years of just a whole bunch of nonsense. And today, he's taking his time. So he stays inside, and we get to go home. Thankful.
¿Cómo se siente, Blanca?
Mi nombre es Blanca Mejía. Estamos hoy aquí porque venimos hoy para ver qué pasaba con el caso de Frank de León. Estábamos viendo a ver qué iba a pasar con el bond, a ver si se lo iban a reinstalar o si se lo iban a quitar. Se lo quitaron, le dieron 45 años, gracias a Dios. Claro que no es lo que nosotros queríamos que le dieran más, se merece mucho más, pero aceptó 45 años. Y bueno, estamos contentos, ¿verdad? De perdida ya no va a salir. Gracias a Dios.
Would you mind if we ask you about what happened at the end? Would you have any comment about what happened at the end?
No comment. No comment. As of now, no comment.
You still have to give your impact statement?
Yes, I still have to give my impact statement. We'll be back on Thursday. Okay.
What are you going to talk about? What do you want to say?
I want to talk to him in a non-aggressive way. I do have a past, as I've spoken about this every single time that I'm on the stand, and I have shot for him to be responsible and take his consequences the same as I did in my past, you know? So it's only fair. So that's how I will speak to him, you know, from my heart. You know, as a mother, now we don't just lose two people. I mean, we didn't just lose Diamond. Now he lost his life because he's given half of his life to the government, to the state, to the system. You know, so now he'll have enough time, more than enough time, to sit down and think about what he did, you know? Whether if it's a monster in his own world, whether if it's the monster on Monsters, Inc., whatever monster it is in his own story, he's gonna discover that monster. And he's gonna be able to take those layers off of him. And he's gonna be able to polish himself out. And I'm confident that one day when he comes out, a different person. I'm confident, you know, but I don't want to speak too soon.
Are you happy with the 45 years?
I'm content. I'm not happy, but I'm content.
Anna, do you want to make a statement or you don't? Okay.
I am Ana Machado, Diamond's mother. I've been fighting for justice, and today, finally, my daughter has her justice. He'll be in there for 45 years. I'm not gonna get my daughter back, ever again. I want her back, I can't. You know, hopefully he'll regret what he did. But that's on him. I'm not gonna speak for him. My cousin, she's different than me and thinks very differently. It's not my fault what he did. That was his choice.
Now he has to face the consequences.
Now he has to face the consequences. I thank the Lord for justice. Now I know there's a God. I was mad at God all this time.
Ms. Anna, in there you called him a monster a number of times during your impact statement. Obviously, you could feel the emotions, you know, as a mother of your loss. If you could speak to that, what was going through your mind as you were staring at him and he was looking back at you?
He's a monster. I know how I found my daughter. I know how I tried to bring her back. I found in a puddle of blood. That was not one or two or three. There were 22. He's a monster. In my eyes, that would never change.
Did he look remorseful at all? When you were
No,
looking
he
at
was
him?
laughing at my face. I mean, I can't take that. All this time he's been laughing. All of them laughing, making fun. It's a joke. A life is not a joke. My daughter's not a joke.
Can you tell us what was just going through your mind, seeing him and being in the same room with him after nearly 2 years being so close?
You can, I mean, everyone can just imagine. It's anger. Anger. I pray to God that He'll remove that anger from me one day. I don't know when. One day. That I can see or think differently of Him. I don't know when.
Ana, ¿crees que se hizo justicia para tu hija, para Diamond?
Para mi hija, y la verdad, pues, nada es
Nada
enough.
es justo, porque
Nada
lo
es
justo
justo.
hubiera sido que ella siguiera aquí.
Nada es justo para mí, pero 45, bueno, no, claro que quiero más, claro que quiero pedir más, claro que no es suficiente, pero es lo que decidió ahorita la ley, el Estado, y falta la ley de Dios.
Tú dices que quieres en un momento dado o esperas que ese odio que tú sientes se vaya. ¿Qué podría remover ese odio?
No te puedo decir. Trabajar en mí misma, no he podido enfocarme en mí,
A lo
en
mejor
mis
tratar de
sentimientos.
comenzar su vida, ya después de que finalmente ya obtuvo justicia, a lo mejor ya finalmente puede enfocarse en la vida de ella, ya no tiene que estar peleando, ya no tiene que estar peleando por justicia, ya no tiene que estar mirando a esta gente en la calle, ya no tiene que estar viniendo a la corte, que bail bond reform, que esto, que el otro, ya se acabó. Ya de hoy en adelante ella puede ver por ella, ella ya puede salir de su casa, ella ya va a poder mirar en alto, mirar enfrente.
Ya no tiene miedo de represalias.
Oh no, ahora más que nunca, ¿ok? Eso no termina aquí.
No, y espero que sí, esperemos que sí. No fue mi culpa lo que pasó, fue la decisión de ese monstruo lo que hizo, no la mía. Como yo dije, es un monstruo y la mamá creó un monstruo. Eso es lo que yo... Y se mira. O sea, yo no nomás lo digo por decir, son monstruos. Y represalias, ¿tú crees que no? Me echaron la culpa a mí. No es mi culpa. No es mi culpa.
Tú dijiste que le habías abierto las puertas de tu casa a él, que lo dejaste entrar y él actuó de esta manera.
Con esto me pagó. Con esto me pagó. Yo le abrí las puertas, entró, me hablaba por teléfono, pedía permiso para ver a Diamante. Salían. Yo le confié a mi hija. Mi hija confió en él. Si me parecía como muchacho, no es mi hija. Por mi hija acepté. Y así me pagó, y así le pagó a mi hija. No, solo un monstruo.
Are you content with the 45 years?
Like I said, it's never enough. It would never be enough, because I'm not going to get it back.
Is your family ready to move forward, though?
We're going to try. We're going to try, letting them know I'm going to try to work on myself now and my family, my kids, and see how that goes. Our lives stopped since that night. We're like walking zombies. So I'm going to try to focus on them and try to help each other out.
So this brings you some closure?
You can say that. Now we're going to work on ourselves and see if I'm able to go see my daughter at the cemetery, because I haven't been to the cemetery.
Wow, so for the last almost 2 years, you haven't once.
Since she laid her down to rest, she never went back.
I'm sorry, this has already been asked, but would you like to speak to what happened afterwards?
No, that was wrong of me. That was wrong of us, because we're not monsters. But it's so much hate, because I want my daughter back. And what he did it was horrible. Seeing my daughter there and looking at him that he did that, and he's laughing in my face. It was very wrong, and I'm so sorry for that. It should have never happened, but it happened. And I wish everyone be in peace. He's got what he deserves. And I'm gonna focus on my family, and Diamond has her justice. I just want to move forward, and whatever happened, it was wrong of us. And I apologize for that, apologize to the judge, apologize to them. When I'm wrong, and I accept it. And I'm so sorry, and it should never happen.
At this time, the family is quite concerned that there may be retaliation and stuff like that. So we are in contact with HPD. We're hoping that other agencies take care of this family and protect them as this dies down. We're going to be back in court with them on Thursday. So we want to make sure that we maintain the peace. And for anybody who's advocated for Frank De Leon, we remind them that there's nothing that can be done at this point, and you shouldn't do anything at this point to retaliate against his family for the wrong that was done. So we ask the community for peace. We ask people to let this family move along, move forward, and to finally start on their internal process of closure. So para todas las personas, le queremos recordar a las autoridades que esta familia todavía tiene miedo de que haya represalias, pero también a la misma vez queremos recordarle a la comunidad que mantengan la paz, que no traten de hacerle nada a esta familia, porque habría consecuencias también para ellos. Y al final del día vamos a esperar hasta el jueves, queremos mantener la paz para dejar que esta familia también ya descanse y puedan hacer. We also want to take the time to give credit where credit is due. We want to thank the District Attorney's Office for pursuing this case. We also want to thank the investigators, because one of the fears yesterday was that we were not going to be able to find him, and they were very quick to apprehend him and bring him back today for justice. And at the end of the day, we also want to thank the family, because we cannot begin to imagine what they have been through in the last 2 years, and the fact that they're still standing here, the fact that they advocated for their loved one is something to be admirable, and we encourage other people to follow their lead and to not give up in their search for justice. Y al final del día queremos también darle agradecimiento a la oficina del District Attorney, porque ellos hicieron el caso y al final del día tenemos este resultado. Pero también le queremos agradecer a la familia, porque mírenlas ahí, están paradas aquí, todavía están luchando, y queremos que otras familias tomen este ejemplo y luchen también. We also ask, at least until Thursday, for the media to please respect their privacy. They're going to go home and unwind, and we will be back here on Thursday for the final day. Well, we hope to be the final day without any more issues occurring. The final day of this, and we can put this chapter behind us. So vamos a estar aquí otra vez. Les pedimos que la prensa respete a la familia por las próximas 48 horas. Vamos a regresar aquí el jueves y esperamos que ese sea el último capítulo de esto. So at this time, we won't take any further questions, and we're going to go ahead and leave with the family. Thank you so much for being here.